If you had something to say, you said, Stephen A, you free today? Man, I got to rap to you about this LeBron. It's a scheduling issue if I don't show up. I'm not running.
This whole thing is gay.
Oh, damn. You had to say that.
There's no one sitting back saying, hey, man, let's handle this like a chess game. Let's use logic. Women are controlled by emotion. We're men. We're going to play a game of chess. There's no one saying that. There's just everyone posturing. Here, Stephen A. Smith barely weighs 160 pounds, and he's trying to act like he's some tough guy. And if LeBron had approached him in this way or that way at a different time, he would have done this or that. Cut it out. Stephen A. Smith is possibly the biggest fraud they've ever seen in the sports world. They know he lied about a college basketball career. They know
it's coming.
He's a pathological liar.
Jason Whitlock called Stephen A. Smith feminine. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
And now there's this discussion that's engulfing a lot of the sports media landscape about, hey, did LeBron James handle this properly? Did Stephen A. Smith cross a line with LeBron James' son? There's a lot of discussion about fathers and sons. So why would two people, and again, I can't put this on LeBron. LeBron handled his on the sideline, brief moment. You can't really hear what LeBron is saying. But here's Stephen A. Smith, the elder statesman in all of this. And his appearance on Gilbert Arenas is one of the most profane, idiotic, baffling explanations I've ever seen.
Here we go.
Like that could happen with somebody like LeBron.
The only thing with this Stephen A. Smith beef with LeBron, even though, yeah, it may be feminine, it may be a little bit extra, but the only thing is, if you're LeBron, you're held to a higher standard. If another athlete did that, they probably would have got suspended. But if you're LeBron, you may get a pass from the league. I don't think it's going to be a serious situation, only because it was a confrontation between those two. Now, if audio gets leaked to him saying what he said, and then Stephen A. Smith elaborated even more, but still, if you're LeBron, you can't do that. You can't step to anybody like that. And especially at ESPN Disney, it's going to be covered in a different magnitude. So LeBron, he may have overstepped, even though he tried to make it look like a certain thing, like it was about Bronny, when in actuality, he didn't like the way that he was being called out. So it was more of an ego thing if you're LeBron, but still, this whole back and forth should never happen in the first place.
Well, LeBron up here, and he know he up here. He don't give a fuck. The problem is when it comes to the media, God damn it, I'm up here.
There go that sinister
voice. You understand?
Voice.
And as a result, you can sit up there, you can make some noise and make a scene and do whatever it is that you do. But you see, I got 10 hours of airwaves a week live. And I got my podcast. And I got other outlets. And y'all don't even know what the is coming down the pike in terms of opportunities I got coming my way. I'm just getting started. If you had something to say, you said, Stephen A, you free today? Man, I got to rap to you about this LeBron. It's a scheduling issue if I don't show up. I'm not running. Because, Stephen A, I think that's some you did. Okay, let me tell you what happened. Now, if you still think I up after I give you my version, I'm good with it. But the point is that, to me, when some of these players do, it's like everybody just taking this gold. I'm like, really? I'm like, they don't lie. They don't lie.
The biggest lies.
They don't up sometimes. I remember.
Only thing with Stephen A. Smith, they always say he talk like this, all the time, but he don't keep that same energy when he's around these athletes. So it was a perfect opportunity for him to stand on business. Not saying that he should have stood on business with LeBron, but if you're going to chop it up like this in that setting, why not chop it up like that with LeBron when pretty much it's brought to you? It's right in front of you. To see an opportunity to really be like, you know what? I'm going to go all out. Not in a crash out way to losing money, but if he would have had this type of energy with LeBron, who knows how that confrontation would have really made the airways. It could have been something completely different if he would have stood on this type of business, but unfortunately, we'll never know.
I remember one time, KD, one of the many times he talking shit, was sitting up there talking about, well, you know what? Who the talk to? He in Brooklyn. He know about Golden State and what the hell he know about what's going on. He turned around, he did a double take. Because that night I was sitting with the owner. Another night it was a GM.
You don't want to make an enemy out of me, Kevin Durant. Remember when he said that rant a couple years ago? I think that was after KD signed with the Warriors, and it was a bunch of back and forth going on, and he basically told KD, you don't want to make an enemy out of me. I got too many connects in the industry. I know people. So Stephen A. Smith, he getting his little sinister movie role bag at times.
For another team. Another night, it was one of the GMs, assistant GMs. It's like, you don't know who I know.
I know everybody.
There isn't a team in the league that I can't get information from.
This whole thing is gay.
Oh, damn. You had to say that.
There's no one sitting back saying, hey, man, let's handle this like a chess game. Let's use logic. Women are controlled by emotion. We're men. We're going to play a game of chess. There's no one saying that. There's just everyone posturing. Stephen A. Smith barely weighs 160 pounds, and he's trying to act like he's some tough guy. And if LeBron had approached him in this way or that way at a different time, he would have done this or that. Cut it out.
Who knows? Maybe it was a respect thing with Stephen A. Of course, everybody got their opinion with Stephen A., but he's one of the most powerful people in media. You may not like him. You may not like the views that he has, but he has a lot of power. He worked his way up to this point. So, yeah, you're going to see people within the room. They're going to let him get his stuff off because, we're not going to cut him off. We're not going to really keep that type of negative energy when he's around. But, when he's not around, they may be a little more boisterous. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. Stephen A. Smith got the juice right now. Real talk.
Have they installed this many idiots everywhere? And the idiots are so in control of the conversation that we can't even recognize their idiocy. I'm listening to basketball players because Stephen A. Smith got a bag. He got the $100 million from ESPN.
Yep.
I'm looking at all of these guys: Gilbert Arenas, Kenyon Martin, Nick Young, Rashad McCants. All of them, like, Stephen A. Smith is possibly the biggest fraud they've ever seen in the sports world. They know he lied about a college basketball career. They know
it's coming.
He's a pathological liar.
Yeah, he may have told a couple fibs before and may have over-exaggerated certain events in his life. But again, Stephen A. got the juice right now. People want to be in position to have somewhat of a notoriety and fame and the money that he's getting. Gilbert Arenas got his production company. He's moving up the ranks as far as media, but he's still independent. So by him getting those looks on First Take, it was all because of Stephen A. Smith. So he's going to concede. He's going to fall back. He may have his moments when he trolls, like when he said LeBron basically went off on his boss. Stephen A. Smith is Gil's Arena boss when it comes to the mainstream, the corporate media. That's going to be his outlet to really get his voice out there. So, of course, Nick Young, Kenyon, McCants, shout out to all of them. I ain't got no issues with them. But, it's all a leverage play. It's all a respect play. Money talks and BS walks. That's just what it is.
But they all sat there and genuflected in front of him and acted like they were listening to someone who, had figured out how to cure cancer, how to get to the moon, how to get to Mars. Like that, yeah. You would have thought Elon Musk or something was talking. This is a pathological liar with a phony background who's not intelligent. And I guess I get it. If I'm an athlete, I'm like, hey, man, I really don't have anything to offer the broadcasting world. So let me just mimic whatever Stephen A. Smith is doing. And if Stephen A. Smith is going to come on here and be a buffoon, well, I can be a buffoon too.
Come on, Whitlock. You know the game. You know the media game that's being ran right now. It's a leverage play. I said it earlier, a few seconds ago. They want to be put in position to have that mainstream look. I'm not talking down on them. They're way further than I am in this media space, but still, if you got somebody like Stephen A. Smith in the building, of course, everybody gonna be cool, fall back, be on their best behavior, because if they go off on Stephen A. Smith on the Gil's Arena, you pretty much could say goodbye to ESPN or any type of look on that platform if they were to go off on Stephen A. Smith. He got enough pull to be like, you know what? They cool, but I don't really want them on First Take. You know what? I don't even want them on ESPN. They signed the man to $100+ million, so they're trying to make that investment back times 10. So if there's people that he don't really rock with, of course, they're going to be cool with Stephen A. and be like, you know what? We'll fall back. We'll just, play it by ear, see what we can do in the near future. So again, it's all a leverage play. They're trying their best to get to the next level.